What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to get started crypto mining. I'm also going to show you my setups and how much they cost to build so you can get a better understanding of what it might cost to get started. Here's everything you need to know. Let's go. Okay, so when it comes to crypto mining, there's basically two different types of mining that you can do. The first one is called GPU mining and the second one is called ASIC mining. Now what we're going to start with is GPU mining. This is usually the easier and the lower barrier to entry, and most people can kind of get started with their regular computer, and I'm going to walk you through how to do that in 1 minute. But what I want to do first is just explain GPU mining. So GPU stands for Graphics Processing Unit, and it's basically a component of your computer. This is what it looks like right here on the bottom right side. And it's kind of like a VHS sized item, and it goes into your computer, and this specific component is what creates the image on your screen. And if you can get a better component or a better piece of this, it can render videos faster, it can give you better graphics on your video games, it can help you display different animations, it can help you design buildings, it can help you do a variety of different things, and one of those things is to mine cryptocurrency. And so the better GPU that you can get, the better you're going to be able to mine cryptocurrency. Here is what my personal GPU mining rig looks like. I currently have 2 graphics cards or GPUs in this computer, and you'll notice it doesn't look like a regular computer in kind of a plastic or metal box. This one actually has kind of what we call an open frame to it, and that allows for better airflow, and it allows us to cool the graphics processing units faster and get better performance out of them. And so this is the exact same components and pieces that would be in a regular computer. The only thing I've done is just bought the most powerful GPUs that I can get and then fixed them into an open frame like this so that we can generate better airflow. Now, me personally, I currently have 2 3080 Ti graphics cards. That's what the GPU is called. It's called a graphics card. And I currently have 2 of them running. And then underneath this is a motherboard and a power supply and a couple of fans to keep everything cold. And then I have it connected to my TV so that I can see and program the miner to mine for different coins. Now, if you want to get started in GPU mining, there's a couple things you're gonna have to do. Number one is buy a graphics card. Now, if you have a high-powered gaming computer or a really good computer just in general, you might be able to mine on that computer alone, and you might not even need to go out and buy more graphics cards. However, if you don't have a high-powered computer, the first thing you're going to need to do is try and find a way to buy these graphics cards. Now, they are in pretty high demand, so if you have a connection at a technology store or you got an employee that works at one of these retailers, it might be time to call them up, or you can scour the online web and wait for new inventories to drop, or you can buy them used, but usually at a slight premium. And so you need to find a way to get these graphics cards. And then what I did was I personally built a computer to operate those graphics cards. So I built that computer that you saw there myself, and then the last step is to download a mining software, and this is actually the easiest step and one of the easiest things to do. And there's 2 main softwares that I use. Number one is NiceHash. This is where I started because it's the most user-friendly and easy to set up, and then I transitioned over to T-Rex Miner. This one kind of depends on what graphics cards you get. T-Rex Miner could be a better option if they're low hash rate or if they're limited in any way. But the first thing you need to do is just try and find some graphics cards. That's usually the number one step, and for me that was the most difficult. Now, once you get that set up, and let's say you had all of those pieces and you wanted to start mining, or if you already have a gaming computer or a high-powered desktop, well, then what you can do is you can go to nicehash.com and you can actually calculate how much money you're gonna make. So this is what the website looks like, and if you just go to check your profits and then you go manual selection, and so this is where you have to insert the type of graphics card that you are using. So for me, we are in Canadian dollars because I live in Calgary. Here's my current electrical rate, and we're gonna talk about this in 1 second, but this is what I am currently paying, and I currently am using 3080 Ti graphics cards, and I have 2 of them on that setup. And so when we go to calculate here, it will show me that I am making $13.16 per day Canadian after electricity costs on that unit using the NiceHash software. And so if you have a gaming computer, all you have to do is go into your settings, figure out what kind of graphics card is already in that computer, plug it in here, and this software will tell you exactly how much money you can make by mining on that computer alone, or go out and see how much it will cost you to buy graphics cards in your area plug them into this calculator, and you can try and determine exactly how profitable it will be. Then once you've got this figured out and you've got your computer built, all you have to do is create an account and start mining. It will take over your computer and start mining as much cryptocurrency as possible in whatever is most profitable at the time, and then NiceHash will actually convert it into Bitcoin automatically for you. So it's a really nice way to just slowly accumulate Bitcoin. Now, that was all GPU mining. The second type of mining that we're going to talk about in this video is called ASIC mining, and ASIC stands for Application Specific Integrated Circuit, and basically what it means is that this is a purpose-built machine for mining specific coins. So remember in the last example in GPU mining, we're basically building a high-powered computer that I could use for YouTube or Microsoft Word or do anything else I want on that computer, but basically it's a super high-powered computer. When you buy an ASIC miner, it is all of the components that are needed to mine that cryptocurrency and absolutely nothing else. This is a purpose-built machine specifically for mining cryptocurrencies. It's not going to give you a display. It's not going to give you something you can plug a mouse into. It's not going to give you any of that because it's all operated remotely and it's a little bit more of a complex system. So this is kind of one step up on the complexity level, and there's a couple more things that you're going to need to think about to get into ASIC mining, but we're going to touch on that in 1 second. What I want to point out to you here is that this is what the big boys use. This is what all the big miners are doing right now, and this is what it looks like. So if you've seen my video where I actually toured the Hut 8 mining facility, or if you've seen videos of any other mining facilities, you will notice that the majority of their operations are usually happening in these basically square silver boxes that kind of look like this, and that is ASIC mining. Those are all application specific integrated circuit machines that are designed to only mine pretty much one cryptocurrency. Now, if you want to get started in ASIC mining, it's nice because it's usually a little bit more profitable, but it is also usually a little bit more expensive, and there's usually a couple more things you have to think about. But how to get started? Number one, all you have to do is buy an ASIC miner. Again, you can buy them secondhand on Facebook or Kijiji or Craigslist, or you can buy them direct from the manufacturer, or you can also buy them from a wholesaler. Me personally, I've been buying from a wholesaler that is located in the US because that way I don't have to deal with anybody in China. Everybody speaks my language, they offer a warranty, and I'm only sending my money to the US, so there's a little bit more legitimacy there, and they have a background and a reputation that I can rely on. The company that I use for that is Blockware Solutions, and if you're interested in checking them out, here's the link to it. But if you're interested in this, you have to buy the ASIC miner, find some way to get it, then you can set it up at your home or maybe at your work or your office or somewhere else, and then you can start mining. There's a small setup process depending on which unit you buy, but so far it looks extremely simple. Now, here are the things that you're going to need to consider, because I am going through all of this right now. I've just purchased an ASIC miner. It's actually supposed to arrive in the next couple of days here, and here are the factors that I had to consider. Number one is power. A lot of these ASIC miners now require 240 volt power, which means you can't just plug it into a regular wall outlet. You may need to bring an electrician in and get a specific outlet for this miner. Second thing here is noise. Now, I'm personally going to be mining Bitcoin using a Bitmain miner, and the noise coming out of this machine is going to be significant. So I have actually put it in my garage that is separate from my house and a little bit insulated so that hopefully none of the neighbors hear it and I won't hear it from the house, but that is something to consider. You're not going to be able to operate an ASIC miner in your office. It also produces a lot of heat, so you need consistent airflow. You need to be able to ventilate that room and that machine. You're also going to need to plug Ethernet into it, so you do need to have an internet cable that can go directly to that machine. And so there is a whole lot more that comes with running an ASIC miner compared to a GPU miner. Now, other solutions, if you want to get around some of those problems that I just brought up, the best solution that I have found is hosting. And this is basically where you buy the machine and you have somebody else run it, operate it, power it for a small fee, and then you get to collect anything that is mined. This is really nice because you don't have to worry about the power, the heat, the Ethernet, anything like that. It kind of eliminates all of the headache. And this can be a great option if you pay a high electrical fee. So for instance, if you pay a lot in electrical bill per kilowatt hour, you might be able to reduce your electrical bill by paying somebody else to host your machine, and that difference could offset the cost for them to actually host it. And so you might be better off having somebody else host your ASIC machine if your electricity rates are high. For me, my electricity rate in Calgary, Alberta is extremely low, so I can actually usually get get my electricity rate at a lower rate than the hosting rate, and so usually it's better for me to just buy the machine myself, which is exactly what I have done. And so here is my cost. The GPU miner that I've set up in my house cost me $5,500. It has 2 GPUs on it. They're 3080 Ti graphics cards, and I built it myself. And so the cost on this was $5,500. It'll pay itself back in just over 1 year. Now my ASIC miner was roughly $13,000 Canadian. I bought the S19 Pro 100 terahash. I had to install a 240 volt outlet. Also had to buy a power distribution unit, and it has its own room to mine in. And so there's a lot more things that I had to think about with regards to the ASIC miner, but in total, this is what I have spent on mining so far. Okay, now electricity. I think this should have its kind of own section here because it's super important. I changed my electricity rate to a 3-year plan at 0.067 Canadian dollars per kilowatt hour, which means for every kilowatt hour I use, it costs me about 6.7 cents to power that kilowatt hour. And so my GPU miner currently costs about $1.12 per day, and my ASIC miner currently costs about $5.30 per day as soon as it arrives. Now, if you want to see any more about my GPU miner, I did a full DIY video on it about how I built it, and then I did a full breakdown of the ROI on that machine. Crypto prices were a little bit higher at that point, so I think it's a little bit lower since this video, but this will give you a great idea of what the ROI looks like and how much money you can actually make from crypto mining. So I highly suggest you check these out. I'll put a link up here right now, and I will also link them at the end of this video. But if you're also interested in learning how to trade and invest in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and you're just getting started, definitely check out my crypto course. It is completely free, and it's hosted on Skillshare. There's over 1,000 students that have already gone through the course, and it's only 3 hours long. So if you have 3 hours to spare at any point in 2 weeks, sign up with the link down below, cancel the subscription in under 2 weeks, and you won't pay a single cent for it. I promise you it'll be the best free resource that you can find online. Now, if you get any value out of this video, remember to click that like and subscribe button. I sincerely appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck trading, good luck investing, good luck mining, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you soon.